and welcome to another Ask Britt. Shit, I never thought I would be back here doing the thing, but here I am doing the thing because damn it, I asked y'all what are your favorite videos of mine, and they're not my insightful reviews or my hands-on previews. Nay. They are the videos where I drink whiskey and answer questions. And you know what? That sounds perfect. So being the professional I am, I have my very drunken out of very consumed bottle of Warrior whiskey that I recently got that I am a fan of, but my husband is not. And I think this is from Spokane, Washington. So represent and all of that good shit. Let's open it. Cheers, friends. Oh, yeah. So I wanted... It has a bite, that Warrior. So last time I made a video, I'm pretty sure it was me going on and on about how I'm going to try my best to keep up the channel and how I was a part of What's Good Games, which is a weekly show about video games, which is still a thing that's happening. But, you know, time is a thing that is a finite resource. And quite frankly, I won't even bullshit you. With the time I did have, I wanted to spend it doing kind of non-video game things. I was burned out. I had been running Blonde Nerd since 2010, 2011. And by the time I started What's Good, I found that I was just kind of looking for something, you know, a little different, which is why the podcast sounded so appealing. And I was ready to kind of put blogging and this channel like on the wayside because I had been doing it for so long. But of all fucking things, when I was on maternity leave, yes, I reproduced. God help us all. I had an itch to start up. I had an itch. It sounded like I was going somewhere else with that. Anyway, I found that I wanted to start up blondenerd.com again. I wanted to start up this channel again. Something about taking a few months away from everything just kind of reignited the flame. And here I am making an Ask Britt shit video, which feels really good. It does feel great. So I took a whole bunch of your questions on my Facebook page, and there were 93 of them or so, and I copied and pasted almost every one. Some of you were kind of weird. I'm looking at you, Chloroform Man. I haven't even started yet, and I'm already halfway through my glass. Let's go. Billy Milby, my good friend Billy, asks, "Are you still blonde and still a nerd?" Need I say more? Next question from Justin Marshall. If you were a turtle with no legs, what would your name be? Okay, I can't even pretend like I have a funny, witty response that I manifested in my own brain to this because I saw this question on Facebook and someone responded, Shelly. And I thought that was just fucking brilliant. So I'm going to say Shelly, but I got a really bad joke for you that I know you've totally heard a million times before, but it kind of reminds me of that one. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Justin Marshall also asks, favorite type of bean? I don't like beans because they make me fart a lot. So fuck beans. Jeremy Alt wants to know, what do you play to unwind and relax when you aren't doing your public stuff? Sorry, Jeremy. I don't know why I gave you that butchered ass accent, but there you go, friend. Playing games and unwinding. What does that even mean? But for real, before I had the newborn, I would, you know, it's tricky because when you work in the industry, you know, you tend to talk about the video games that you're playing, and so therefore it's kind of hard to think about games from a non-critical perspective. So it's really hard to just truly unwind with a game. Basically, like anytime I didn't have to review a game or talk about it, that's the kind of game I would relax and unwind with. My top relaxing game is any farming sim. So Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town just came out earlier this year, I think. I don't even remember. Earlier this year, and that is definitely like my chicken soup for the soul game. Also, I don't want to hear any judgment on my pandemic nails, okay? Listen, it's really bad where I live, and so I'm not going in and risking getting the cove. I just hit my elbow and it hurt, and now I'm just kind of playing the game of letting them slowly die and slough off. Maybe someday I'll learn to do my own nails, and then it is what it is, but these are really bad. They're really bad, and they're really long. And so, like, I catch them on things. I caught it on the dishwasher the other day, and I screamed like a little bitch because it hurt so bad. George Admire wants to know, goddamn, favorite whiskey? My go-to is generally Maker's Mark, because it's just what I know and what I love. I mean, you know, if you've been watching my channel, my go-to for a long time was Jack Daniel's, and now I've kind of upgraded to Maker's. I haven't had Maker's in a long time, though, because now that I can drink again, I'm trying different whiskeys, which is why I'm trying this Warrior whiskey, which is actually really good, but it has a really strong bite to it, so you don't want to shoot it, because you will feel like you are a dragon, and the next breath you take, or exhale rather, is going to be nothing but straight ass fire. Good ass fire. But pretty much anything that's a good bourbon, I'm all about. Oh, my nose. Why? Heather Lengel? God, I just butchered that whole sentence. Heather asks, what games did you play to keep you entertained when you first had your baby and all they do is sleep and poop? Did you get in on the Pokemon Snap craze? Did you revisit older games? Did you play Legend of Mana, and were you excited to see the remastered version come out? Are you going to play more horror games again? Well, Heather, that's a lot of questions, but I will answer all of them because I love you. So the first question, what did I play to keep myself entertained? The first game I tried to play was Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and that went over like a fart in church, because any game that I do want to play while I have my kid, it has to be pretty straightforward. There can't be a lot of like stuff going on, because it's just hard to get involved because you just have this constant distraction on you. Also, whoever says that babies do nothing but sleep, full of shit. My kid is up all the time, doesn't nap, so fuck you. Not you, Heather, but whoever said that. I did play a little bit of Pokemon Snap. Did not play as much as I thought I would have, though. For wanting that game for so damn long, I played like half of it, and then I fizzled. Now, granted, it could have been because I was, again, super knocked up when it came out, and I was just kind of a miserable blob of human. But nonetheless, like, I've been thinking about it more, and now that there's more content coming out, at least I think I saw that, I want to get back into it because it's just like such a chill game. And honestly, that would be perfect right now. So thank you for that little reminder. And did I revisit older games, or did I play Legend of Mana? I did start Legend of Mana. It was Legend of Mana, wasn't it? Yes, on the Switch. Yeah, didn't get very far with that because, again, it just didn't click at the time because I don't have the time to like sit down and think about games. But what actually did work was Ace Attorney, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's fantastic because it's a visual novel, but you play as a lawyer, and there's a lot of detective work that goes into it. And so, a defense attorney, excuse me, not a lawyer. Sorry. Well, I guess that is a lawyer. I don't know the lingo. Don't get mad at me. Anywho, it has an awesome auto scroll feature, so the text just keeps going in front of you. And it also has a, hey, we'll just play the game for you so you can enjoy the story for what it is mode, which is fucking fantastic. So, you know, if my little child spawn was like being a pain in the ass, I just pushed that little button and I just watched everything unwind in front of me, and it was so lovely. But there you go. Stephen Feely asks, are you still master of your domain? I think so. Like my website domain, or like my house domain, or like my life domain. Like, define domain. I feel like you get really fucking like deep into this shit. Like, what does domain mean to you? Is it the four walls you live in? Is it the roof over your head? Is it property that you own? Is it your digital footprint? I need you to be more specific, Steven. Get your shit together. The next question also comes from Steven. Why aren't Mario and Luigi covers in shit? Those are some damn clean pipes. Why aren't Mario and Luigi covered probably in shit? Those are some damn clean pipes. Okay, now, Steven, again, get your shit together, literally. Do you mean, like, why aren't Mario... Think about this with me, friends. Do you mean, like, why isn't Mario and Luigi covered in shit? Because they do such a good job at cleaning the pipes that the shit has to go somewhere, therefore... Or are you meaning the warp tunnels? Like, I need more specificity. Specificity. Joel Mariano asks, did you enjoy getting to preview Cyberpunk 2077 at the WB booth during E3 2019? I had realized you were sitting right next to me after the preview was done. I'm trying to remember, Joel, the preview. Okay, so I have a few memories of the Cyberpunk preview at E3, and this was the same one. I was so fucking hungover. I mean, like, hungover to the point where I felt nauseous as shit. My skin felt flushed. It felt hot. I felt clammy. I knew I was dehydrated. Like, I barely remember the preview event. The only thing I remember from that preview event was CD Projekt Red being so proud of the fact that the loading screens were happening in the elevators. Like, you know, they were behind the scenes loading. So when you're in the elevator, everything's like loading in the background. And I remember that they offered you water bottles when you first came in. And that was the most glorious water bottle I had ever had. Unless that was E3 2018. I don't remember 2019. Oh, 2019, they had that really cool like neon back alley room, right? Fuck, man. I don't remember what happened last week, let alone 2019. But it was awesome sitting next to you, I'm sure. Sorry if I reeked of alcohol. Bob Starkinson wants to know, how have you survived the pandemic? Okay. It still is a very interesting, fucked up time to be alive. Obviously since August of 2020, I've been pregnant, I had a kid, I now have a 3-month-old, so being pregnant during the pandemic was incredibly hard because I couldn't drink to deal with everything that was going on between the election and, you know, lots of people dying and all of the other shit that went down that year. It was difficult. I mean, it did feel good to kind of stop and take a beat, in the sense that I had been traveling a lot leading up to early 2020. I mean, I was going to preview events. It felt like every month, you know, going to California every 2 weeks or so to shoot what's good stuff in the studio. And while I obviously miss that and wish I could do it again, I definitely did need to kind of like take a step back and reset my mental health and be like, okay, so I'm clearly traveling too much because I feel like I have no patience for me, for my husband, for my family, and being forced to kind of step back really was good for me. That said, like, I'm coping. I think a lot of people are coping well. I miss my friends. I miss doing what's good stuff in person with them. I miss traveling. I've already had to cancel a bunch of trips, which, you know, it is what it is. You do what you got to do. But, you know, I just wish people would be smart about the choices they make for themselves, or the choices they don't make for themselves, rather. But anyway, I'm getting by, and I hope you are too. Anyway, Will Gowan wants to know, is your page suitable for younger audiences? I see a good deal of comments that suggest otherwise, but my kids insist that their friends follow you and you are good. Define suitable for a younger audience. It depends on like what your threshold is. Like, here's the thing, is I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to talk about fucking, I'm going to talk about drinking, I'm going to talk about, I don't know what other adult things people find offensive in this day and age, but like, you know, I'm a 33-year-old human, and, you know, depends. Like, I was swearing in front of my parents by the time I was in elementary school, and I've been playing M-rated games by the time since I was in elementary school. So, I mean, whatever your threshold is, like, obviously I'm not a bad person. I'm not gonna, you know, go into gruesome details or whatever about things. Maybe I will. I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer this question. I don't know. Just parental guidance advised. Our last question of this first installment of Ask Britt Shit comes from Rob Smith. And Rob's question is, does a bear shit in the woods? Asking for a friend. Well, yes, Rob, bears do shit in the woods. And I can answer this because I myself have stumbled across bear shit in the woods before. I have seen them with my own peepers. I have watched my dad poke at the shit because that's what hunters do. And yeah, they do shit in the woods. But you know what would be helpful is if Mr. Stephen Feely over there can go grab some of that shit so he can get his shit together. Oh. I thought it was clever. Stephen, I'm sure you're a wonderful human. I just thought it would be fun. I gotta pick on someone during this video, and unfortunately, you drew the short stick. So I am sorry, but please resubmit your questions with clarification, and I'll answer them. Well, this was fun. I feel like I hardly talked about video games, but you know what? Y'all didn't ask me about video games. You asked me about bear shit and beans. So, you know, I'll answer your questions. And again, it is exciting to be back doing blonde nerd shit. I have missed it, and hopefully, I'm not going to make any promises, but I think my new mantra is quality over quantity. Not to say that this is quality content because, like, it's me drinking whiskey, answering questions. But the point is like, I'm going to try to just put out stuff that I'm excited about and stuff that you guys seem to be excited about. Thus, the quality umbrella that I'm labeling this. I am rambling. Anyway, hey, good to see you again. This was fun. It's a good excuse to drink whiskey. Not that I need an excuse like so many of you pointed out to me on the Facebook page. But nonetheless, it was a great time. And I have many, many, many more questions to get through. So I'll definitely have to make another one of these ASAP. And hey, I'll be in the comments. So if you want to like leave a comment, do. And I'll respond to you in that rhymed. Woohoo! Oh my God. I'm gonna go. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.